Today we will be doing some important numericals, simple but important, and I want you to understand them very carefully. So these will clear all your basic doubts in case you have. Okay, so let's start with the first numerical. A train accelerates from 36 kilometers per hour to 54 kilometers per hour in 10 seconds. Okay, you have to calculate the acceleration. You have to calculate the distance traveled by the car. Fine. So as I told you, the first rule when you start solving the numericals is to write down the given data. So what all do we have here? We first have there's a train, it says, and the train accelerates from 36 to 54 kilometers per hour. So we have here the initial velocity, which is 36 kilometers per hour. We also have the final velocity, which is 54 kilometers per hour. Fine. Now, we do have the time. The time given is 10 seconds. Okay, so I told you, first and foremost is to write down the given data. Next, you have to just see the units. Now, look at both the units. The units are given in kilometers per hour, but the time is given in 10 seconds. It is given in seconds. So, we have to convert kilometers per hour into meters per second. So, this 36, you have to convert it into meters per second. 54 also, you have to convert it into meters per second. For all those students who still have some doubts in conversion, let me just teach you again. Suppose you have 36 kilometers per hour. What you do is write the number as it is 36. Now understand that you have to change kilometers into meters and you have to convert hours into seconds. So what you have to do is first tell yourself what is 1 kilometer into meters. If you convert 1 kilometer into meters, what is it? 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. Okay. Then what is 1 hour? 1 hour is equal to 60 into 60 seconds. Okay. So actually how do you convert? 36 into 1000 divided by 60 into 60. Just go step by step without getting confused. First convert what is 1 kilometer into meters. How many meters will make 1 kilometer and how many seconds will make 1 hour. Is it okay? Okay, if you multiply here, if you solve this, you will be getting the answer. So if you solve this, you will be, the zeros goes here, 36 goes here. So you will be getting 10 meters per second. So is that conversion clear to you? Fine. So now, so this is the way you have to convert it in even 54 kilometers also. So this will give you 10 meters per second, and 54 if you convert, it will give you 15 meters per second. If you want me to show how 15 meters per second, I'll just erase it and show it once again. Now let's see 54. So 54 into 1000 divided by 60 into 60. Okay. If you solve this, you will be getting 15 meter per second. And here you will be getting 10 meters per second. So first and foremost is to convert both kilometers per hour into meters per second. Fine. Now that we have converted, we know he's asking the acceleration first. So we know the formula for acceleration, V by U. You have to do it along with me. Keep telling me the answers, what you're getting. So V minus U upon T. You know the value of V. What is the value of V? 15. What is the value of U? 10 meters per second. Divided by how many seconds? 10 seconds. Right? So if you calculate, you will be getting 5 upon 10. Or you will be getting 0.5 meters per second square. 0.5 meters per second square. Is it clear to each and every one of you? Okay. So now you've got the acceleration, and please do take care of the units also. Acceleration is meter per second square. Okay. So now he also wants you to calculate the distance traveled by the car. Now, what are the three formulas that you know? First is V is equal to U plus AT. right? S is equal to ut plus half at square, and then you have 2as is equal to v square minus u square. Now out of these three formulas, let's see the last one first. Do you know u? Yes. You know v? Yes. Do you know a? Yes. Only thing is you have to calculate s. So out of 4 variables in the last equation here, out of 4 variables you already have 3 of them with you. Correct? So you have to use this formula. Okay? Here you do not have s, so you cannot use. This also you can use because you have time with you. So any of these two equation number 2, equation number 3 you can use. So that's why I told you write down the given data clearly. So you can use this, and so just substitute the value 2 into what is the acceleration 0.5. S you have to calculate. What is your v square? 15 square. What is your u square? It is 10 square. So if you solve this, you will be getting 1 into s. 0.5 into 2 is 1 into s is equal to 225 minus 100. So you will be getting 125. So s is equal to 125. What is the unit? Meters. So this is your distance. Yes, Mukul, you have to change the, not every time, but see, all the units have to be in one unit system. Like if the distance is in meters, the time must be in seconds. Okay, that's why. If the distance is in meters, then it has to be in seconds. That's why then the velocity, the unit of velocity will become meters per second. Is it clear? Okay, now let's see the next question here. I'm just showing you the next question so that read the next question. I'll give you 30 seconds. Okay, so what do you understand after reading the second question? A particle is moving in a circle of 20 centimeters. And what he's asking, what is the distance and displacement? What is the distance and displacement here? Okay, so let's make a circle first. Distance and displacement, you have to recall the concept of distance and displacement here. So this is a circle. The diameter of the circle is given. So let's say this point is point A. Okay, this is the point B. So the particle is moving in a circle of diameter 20 meters. Okay, so look at this. Look at distance and displacement. If he takes 2 rounds, so first he starts from A, then takes a turn, comes here at A. Again, he takes one more round and comes back again to A. So firstly, displacement is very clear. Absolutely, some of you are already ready with the answer. So your displacement, whether he takes 1 round, 2 round or 100 round, displacement will always be 0 because he's coming back again to the same point. The initial and the final position is the same. What about distance? How will you calculate the distance? Distance will be 2 times your circumference of the circle, right? 2 times, so 2 into 2 pi r. 2 pi r is the circumference, so 2 into 2 pi r. So if you just substitute the value here, 2 into 3.14 into 2 multiplied by, what is your r? Your r is given as 10 because your diameter is 20, so it is 10. So let me know what is the, if you multiply, you will be getting 40 into 3.14, which will come out to be, just a second, 125.6 meters. So that will be your distance. So is it clear to you? This question will make your concept of distance and displacement clear. Fine. So should we move ahead with the next question? So you can get a circle, you can get a square, you can get any figure, and we may ask you to calculate the distance and the displacement. Okay. Look at this. Next one, you have to write the given data. A train starts from rest and accelerates uniformly at a rate of 5 meters per second for 5 seconds. Calculate the velocity of the train in 5 seconds. So write down the given data here. What is given to you. I want you to write down in the chat box, along with me. I want you to solve all these questions along with me. So what is given to you? See, first read the first line. It starts from rest, which means your initial velocity is 0 because it starts from rest, correct? accelerates uniformly at a rate of 5 meters per second square. Look at the unit, 5 meters per second square. So which means it is an acceleration, 5 meters per second square. Fine. What is the time given? The time is given as 5 seconds. He is asking you to find the velocity. So it seems to be very simple. What formula will you use? You will use, yes, you will use the formula of A is equal to V minus U upon T. Do you know A? Yes. You know U? Yes, it is 0. Do you know time? Yes. You only have to calculate your V. So isn't it simple? Just calculate along with me. Yes, your U is 0. Absolutely right. So you will be getting 5 is equal to V minus 0 upon 5. So your V will be equal to 25 meters per second. Now look at the unit of velocity here. Meters per second. 25 meters per second. Is it clear? So this was a very easy question. Okay, look at this question now. The maximum speed of the train is 90 kilometers. So write down whatever is given to you. What is given to us? Maximum speed is given to us. Okay. So this is maximum speed of the train is 90 kilometers per hour. It takes 10 hours to cover a distance of 500 kilometers. What is given again? 10 hours it takes to cover 500 kilometers. Something is given, some information is given to you. Let's keep it at that. Okay, we will decide as to what to do with this unit. Now the question is, you have to find the ratio of its average speed to its maximum speed. So let's write what he's asking us. He's asking the ratio of average speed is to your maximum speed. Fine. So this is what he wants to know. Okay, out of these two, do you know your maximum speed? Yes, he's given you the maximum speed. Do you know your average speed? No, you do not know your average speed. Now how can you calculate your average speed with the given here, with the given data? What is the average speed going to be? The average speed will be, what is the formula for average speed? Average speed is equal to total distance upon total time. That is what we have learned here. Okay, so what is total distance? Total distance is 500. What is the total time? 10 hours. So your average speed is 50 kilometers per hour. This is your average speed. Okay, now you know both. You know your average. Yes, Isha, absolutely. 50 kilometers per hour. Very good. So now you know both. So just substitute the value here. This is 50 is to this is 90. Or I can write 5 is to 9. So this is the ratio of the average speed. Now here someone had asked me previously whether do we need to change the units every time. No, in this question you need not change, because all the units are in the same quantity, like all the units are given in kilometers per hour only, so you need not change anything. Fine. Had he asked you some time, or had he asked you some distances in meters, then you had to do. Yes, otherwise in this case you need not change any units. Fine. So let's now move on to the next question. Okay, so look at this next question. An object moves along a straight line with an acceleration of 2 meters per second. So let's say this is the straight line. Now the acceleration is given as 2 meters per second square. Whenever it is meters per second square, you have to understand that it's an acceleration. Okay. Now initial velocity, initial speed is given. So what is the initial speed? It is 10 meters per second. Initial speed. What will be its speed 2 seconds later? So what is it? What is given? Time is equal to 2 seconds is given. Correct? So he is asking you speed. That means he is asking you your final velocity. You know the formula. You know A, you know U, you also have time. Which formula will you use to solve this? I want an answer from all of you. All of you should be giving me an answer for this question. What is the formula here that you will use? A is equal to V minus U upon T. Okay, so in this case, what is your V? You do not know your V. What is your U? 10. Fine. What is your T? 2 seconds. And what is your A? 2. Fine. So you will be getting V is equal to 4 plus 10, which is 14 meters per second. Fine. So shall we move to the next question? The velocity time graph of a car is given below. So you are given a graph. The mass of the car is 1000 kgs. Okay, what is the distance traveled by the car in the first 2 seconds? Okay, first he is asking you what is the distance traveled by the car in 2 seconds. So first read the graph carefully. The graph is a velocity time graph, and I already told you before that any velocity time graph, if you calculate the area, you will get the distance, okay, or the displacement. Fine. So look at this. He's given you the mass of the car. So let's write the mass is 1000 kgs here. What is the distance traveled by the car in 2 seconds? So time also you know, 2 seconds. He's asking you to calculate the distance. So we do not need to actually calculate the distance. What we can directly do is we can just find the area. What area? See, this is your 2 seconds. So if you calculate the area, this area of the triangle, you will get the answer. So let's find out the area. The area of triangle A, B and E is equal to half into base. Base is AE into what is the height? Height is BE. Okay. Half into what is AE? AE is equal to 2. What is BE? BE is equal to 15. Look at this. This is 15. Y-axis is actually 15. Okay. So you will get it as 15 meters. Area, or you can say the distance is 15 meters. Fine. It is 15 meters. So now you found out the distance. How much distance will the car cover? Next, look at the second part. What is the braking force at the end of 5 seconds to bring the car to a stop within 1 second? See, after 5 seconds, this is 5 seconds. This is the 0.5 second. He starts applying brakes. Okay. Isha, it will be 15 meters and not meter square because it is the distance. That's why. So make it 15 meters. Okay. So see, after 5 seconds, the car starts to, it applies the brake, and in 1 second, it wants to stop. Right. So he's asking what is the braking force so that, it comes down, it comes to a halt. So in this case, what we first need to calculate is you have to calculate your acceleration because you do not know what is the acceleration. So let's first calculate the acceleration here. So we'll move on to the next page here. Okay. Let's first calculate the acceleration. So the acceleration here is V minus U upon T. So in this case, what is your, now you only have to understand only this part, the last part, this part. Do not concentrate on the first part. It is over. He is only asking you about the last part. So in the last part, what is your, from C to D, what is the initial velocity? Initial velocity is going to be, tell me what is your initial velocity here. The final velocity is going to be 0 because the car is going to come to a halt. But what is going to be the initial velocity? Initial velocity is what is the velocity at C here. Look at the velocity at C, 15. Okay, just a second. So final velocity is going to be 0. Initial velocity is going to be 15. What is the time? Time is 1 second because he said in 1 second how much, when is it going to come to a halt? In 1 second it wants to come to a halt. So your acceleration will be 15 meters per second square. Okay, this is your acceleration. So you found your acceleration also, which is 15 meter. Actually, it is minus 15. Make it minus 15 because it is not acceleration, it is deceleration. It is minus 15. All of you, please write down minus 15, not 15. Fine. So now you have calculated your acceleration, your deceleration basically. Okay. Now he's asking you, look at this, look at the last part of the question. He asked you, what is the braking force at the end of 5 seconds? He also wants to know the braking force. What is the formula for force that you had learnt, even though you have learnt it in the second chapter? But still, what is the formula for force? Force is equal to mass into acceleration. Do you know the mass of the car? Yes, it is given to you 1000. Do you know the acceleration? Yes, you have calculated it to be minus 15. So if you multiply, it will become minus 15 into 10 to the power of 3 newtons. So this is going to be your force. Okay. This last part, even though it is simple, try and understand. However, it is basically a portion from the second chapter. But till the acceleration, you should be able to solve it. You should be able to calculate the acceleration. So I hope you all have understood this part. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. Again, I have given you another graph. Try and read and understand the graph carefully. The velocity time graph is shown here, and it is of a cyclist. You have to find the acceleration. You also have to find the velocity and the distance covered. So again, it's a velocity time graph. So velocity time graph, again, the area will give you the distance. Okay. So you can first calculate the distance. This third part is absolutely easy. Till 15 seconds, what is going to be the distance? Look, where is 15 seconds? This is 15 seconds. So you have to go up like this and touch this line. So you will be getting a rectangle. So what you have to do is just calculate the area of this rectangle. If you calculate the area, you will be getting the distance till 15 seconds. So what is let's first calculate the distance. Distance is L into B, which is length into breadth, because it is the area of this rectangle. Okay. So what is the length? Length is 15. What is the breadth? Breadth is 20. So you will be getting 300 meters. So we have straight away calculated the third part of the question. Okay. It is 300 meters. Is it clear to all of you? Okay. Now what we have to do is, we have to calculate the acceleration. Okay. What is the acceleration here? Can you tell me? Look at this graph here. The velocity is this line actually shows the velocity which is going straight. What does it tell you? It tells you that at 5 seconds also the velocity was 20. At 10 seconds also the velocity was 20. 15 seconds also the velocity was 20. 20 seconds also the velocity is 20. So is the velocity changing? No, the velocity is not changing. Which means what? When the velocity is not changing, the acceleration is equal to 0, because you're not changing your velocity. Your acceleration is always your velocity is always be the same. So the acceleration is 0. Whenever there is no change in the velocity, the acceleration is 0. Is it clear? Is this point very clear to all of you? Now, you have to also comment about the velocity. What is the velocity all through the journey? How much velocity is the car maintaining, is the cycle maintaining in this case? The velocity that he is maintaining is 20 meters per second. Okay, 20 meters per second. So is it clear to all of you? Very nice. Yes, most of you are able to understand. So even if you have any questions, I'll take it up after the end of the class. But first, do understand these are the basics things. Okay, you should know how to read the graph. Okay, is it clear now? Okay, fine. So let's start. So in this, so have you read the question? The question says that a person goes from point A to point B and then turns back and reaches the same point A. Fine. So he takes 2 seconds to go to point B and then 2 more seconds to come back to the point A again. So we have to calculate total distance and total displacement. Okay. So now what we have done is we have divided the page into two, and on one side we will calculate the average speed and on the other side we will calculate the average velocity. Now this question is very important. It will clear all all your concepts of average speed and average velocity. Now look at this. What is the formula for average speed? It is total distance upon total time. What is the formula for average velocity? It is total displacement upon total time. There is a lot of difference between distance and displacement that we learned. Okay, so let's see what is the total distance. Total distance is going to be 40 meters because 20 it goes and 20 it comes back. Okay, what is the total time? 4 seconds. So what is the average speed we are getting? 10 meters per second. So average speed is 10 meters per second. Now let us look at the average velocity. Average velocity is total displacement. Okay. Yes, displacement is going to be 0. So if the displacement is going to be 0, then the average velocity, whatever be the time may be 4, but it is going to be 0. So average velocity is going to be 0. So now, when he is going to understand this and write it down very carefully somewhere in your copies. When the object is traveling in a straight line, then you will get some average speed. But if he turns back, then average speed may be the same, but average velocity will be 0 because your displacement is 0. Understood? When is average speed and average velocity equal? When will these two be equal? Total time is remaining the same. But only if your distance is equal to displacement, your average speed and average velocity will be same. When will that happen? Only when an object is traveling in a straight line, because any object traveling in a straight line means the speed and the velocity is going to be same. Okay. So now we have one last question. And with that, we are going to wind up the class and I'm going to take up any doubts or any question that you have. A car is traveling at 72 kilometers per hour. So let's keep writing the given data here. So car is traveling at 72 kilometers per hour, suddenly applies brake with the deceleration of 5 meters per second here. So what is given to you? Your initial velocity is given to you, which is 72 kilometers per hour. Okay, the car applies some brakes. Okay, and attains some acceleration of minus 5 meters. Why have I written minus 5? Is because it is very clearly given in the question that it is deceleration. Deceleration means negative acceleration. Yes, okay, negative acceleration. So it is minus 5 meters per second square. Okay, now find the distance. Find the stopping distance of the car. Stopping distance means you have at after how much of distance the car comes to a stop. Stopping distance, how much distance that the car takes to come to a halt. So you have to calculate the distance over here. Okay, and what is the final velocity? It is not given in the question, but you have to apply yourself and find out what is the final velocity, because the car is applying some brakes, so eventually it wants to come to a halt, right? So what is going to be the final velocity? 0. Very nice. So you have the acceleration with you have final velocity with you. All you have to calculate is your distance. So which formula will you use? Which formula are you going to use? You're going to use 2as is equal to v square minus u square, because you have a, you have v, you have u. Okay, so let's substitute the values here. 5 multiplied by s is equal to v square minus u square. What is v? 0. What is u? Okay, here we've forgotten one more thing. In fact, I have forgotten one more thing. What is that I've forgotten? Let me see who comes up with the correct answer. I've forgotten something, and I told you in the first numerical. Can I substitute like straight away? Can I substitute here? Yes, very nice. I cannot substitute 72. Very nice, Mukul. Okay, I have to convert this 72 into meters per second. Why do I have to convert? Look at this. Acceleration is in meters per second. Okay, that's why I have to convert this 72 kilometers per hour also into meters per second. So you'll have to do is 72 into 1000 upon 60 into 60. If you solve it, you will be getting 20 meters per second. 20 meters per second. Now this 20 you have to substitute here. So units are very important. You have to take care of the units. So let's see, if we solve this, we will be getting here S is equal to 400 upon 2 into 5, and this sorry, minus sign will not come because both minus sign actually will get cancelled here. So you will be getting 40 meters. S is equal to 40 meters. By mistake, if anybody of you are writing here 40 meters per second, it will be wrong. Okay, you lose some half a marks for the units also. So do take yes, Naveen. Yes, absolutely. It is not 20, it is 40. It is 40. Check your answer again. It is 40 meters. So that is the distance. So is it clear to all of you? Yes, it is 40 meters. So that's all for today. If you understand these questions clearly, that means you will be able to solve any question. Do practice your exercise questions which are given behind your in your exercises. That will do.